Hello everyone, I'm Elisabetta and I will be your life quality advisor. Are you a kind of people that you think that you are always right? Most of us are, and we do not like to admit that. That's why I would like to share with you one story I read it or heard, I'm not even sure, recently, and it made me think on this topic. Are we really always right? Um, Young girl was traveling and she was at the airport waiting for her flight, and because she had enough time she bought some magazine, some book, some box of cookies and some other small things, and she finds some place and sit to wait for her flight, and she left her things on the seat next to her. uh, Two seats from her was one old gentleman who looks very polite and very nice, and when she came he just smiled and knocked his head and to say hello, and they didn't communicate anymore, but she was kind of happy that she have that kind of person near her, because he looks really really polite and as a gentleman. At some point she was reading her book, and she opened that box of cookies, of biscuits, and start to eat and put it again on the seat. And the gentleman on the next seat, who also read something, also took her cookies, took one and started to eat. And he even smiled to her. She was shocked. He looked very polite, and she didn't expect that kind of, disrespect. But she was trusting to her first instinct, and she said, okay, never mind. He still looks like a fine gentleman. Also, he's older than her, and she didn't want to start any kind of conflict. So she kept quiet and continued to read her book and continued to eat cookies, and the gentleman next to her do the same. Now that was, impertinence. It was a rudeness, and she was shocked, But as she decided not to react at the first time, she stayed on that decision and tried to, not to pay attention on him. She was reading her book, she was eating her cookie, he do the same, and finally it left only one cookie in the box, and she was thinking, okay, I will leave it, I will check, I will wait, and I want to see, will he be that rude to take that last piece? And of course, after some time, he took it, but he broke it on the half and give it one half to her, and he ate it the other half. She was, more than shocked, and at that moment she decided that she cannot stay there any longer. She took her stuff and moved at some other part of the airport, and in the next moment she heard the call for her flight, and then she started to pack her things, her book and everything in the bag, searching for the ticket, you know. And then in her bag, she finds the box of the cookies. What actually happens? That cookies there wasn't her. It belongs to that old gentleman. And for all time, she was actually eating his cookies. And he didn't react. Actually, he reacted with a smile, and even he shared the last piece with her. Why do I telling you this? Because there is a lot of different life situation that we are 101% sure that we are right. But maybe we aren't. This was very obvious situation. It was resolved very, quickly, and she understood that she made a mistake. But how many times in our lives we make such a mistakes and we still are not realized that we were wrong. So my advice, and after that story, I really try to do the same. What I would like to advise you is to think at least twice before you make some decision, before you put the blame on someone. Because there is one more excellent thing I heard recently. When you point your finger in one person for this, the other for that, and the third one for something else, as a reply, you will have 3 fingers pointed at you. So be wise, think twice, and do not allow yourself to make that kind of mistakes.